Hi everyone. I've been getting a lot of emails and questions on Google Classroom asking about study, and not only different ways of studying or different ways of keeping up with work, but also making sure that you can keep yourself motivated. And some are really struggling with sort of keeping themselves going and keeping themselves in a routine whilst we're in this really weird world at the moment. So I thought I'd do a video on things that I would recommend and things that I actually do, because at the end of the day, my little cat called Belle. At the end of the day, we're also struggling a little bit. It's all unknown to us as well. Just because we're adults and we're teachers doesn't mean that we automatically knew what we were doing when we first got told that the schools were going to close. So there's a few different things I do to keep me motivated, and I have had a bit of a lull myself. I've been a little bit sad and didn't really know what I was doing and just got a bit fed up, and I'd sit at my desk and think, I've got loads to do today and I just don't know what to do. I don't know the best way forward. So I started to put some more things in place. When we started lockdown, I was actually quite motivated, and I imagine some of you were. So I think, oh, right, okay, this is different, I'm just going to go with it and see how we get on. But as time's gone on, it's been a little bit more difficult. Some of you will have workspaces, some of you won't have workspaces, but there are ways of adapting spaces so that it makes it easier for you to work. So we don't want you in the house like,
okay, I'm bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. Bored in the house and I'm in the house bored.
What we want is we want you to be sorted, to keep your mind fresh, to keep your mental health looked after, to keep yourself looked after and your families, so that this is not a difficult time. This is a time to actually embrace the fact that, yeah, it's different, but do you know what? I got this. The best thing I do, I would say now, is to write myself a to-do list. If you follow Mrs. Hinch, or you know about Mrs. Hinch on Instagram, she does Hinch lists, so she makes them look a bit prettier. There's little boxes on that you can tick, highlights them, and just keeps her accountable really. She has a little list of what she needs to do each day, and then she has a list of what she would like to achieve in a week. At the moment I have just the week, but if you've got quite a few subjects coming in each day, then a little task thing each day will do. You can see as you've done it, you have achieved it. And this might be the time to get yourself a new hobby. I used to be really into art when I was younger, and I've taken it up. I've been doing loads and loads of paintings and drawings. I've developed a new way of painting on glass, which I'm now practicing. So I'm just using the opportunity to have a bit of time sometimes at night to wind down. If you are not getting out of the house, then do so. Get out of the house. The weather for us has been so good at the moment, which is mad really, because normally the weather's not that great. So to be in a situation where we are stuck at home but we can go out for walks or just get a bit of fresh air, it's been nice to have the nice weather to do that. And if you've got siblings, you could take them in the garden, you could play games with them. If you've got a little paddling pool, do that. Or even if you've got, they're tiny, you've got a little bucket or something, then perfect. And I know it's also not easy when there are little ones knocking about. You can say hello? No. One of the biggest issues of being at home a lot and working at home a lot, schoolwork, normal work, is it's hard to switch off, because you are at home, you're doing your work, and you know, time, it's not like you've got to go anywhere or get ready to go for anything. So make sure you give yourself opportunity to switch off, and the best way to do that is to have a way of putting things away and just putting it to one side. So I'm going to take you around a few areas in my house. So this is my workspace. I have my desk and a spare room in my house, and I have it all set up with everything that I need. So you also see it's kind of teamed up with also where I get changed and do my makeup. So I have kind of all my junk up here, lots of nice memories, and then I have my workstation. So I have everything I need in the drawers, I have all the stationery I need, it's organised, it's nice and clean, it's nice and fresh. It might look like absolute chaos to you, but I know where everything is, and this is perfect for me. So when you are sat at your desk, make sure that you're nice and comfortable. Use cushions. Under my desk I've got a box to put my feet on because I've got little legs, so it keeps my legs elevated and makes me more comfortable. Make sure your laptop's at a nice distance so you're not overstretching your arms and your shoulders. And if you are using a mouse, make sure you've got a nice flat surface to put your arm on as well. So sometimes the only place you can have is your bedroom or your bed. Now, they're not the comfiest things to sit on for your back for a long period of time, so I've got a few tips for you to do if you are using them. So first things first is to get yourself set up. A nice flat board, a tray if you've got it, even better a beanbag tray, but just a cushion on your knees with a tray will be fine. So here I am, all set up. I've got my tray on my knee, I've got a nice beanbag tray, I've got my work, mobile phone to the side, I've actually put that on Do Not Disturb, and I am ready to work. So the nice thing about a bed is you can spread everything out, but it's still not like super comfortable or super good for your back, so you can use what you have around you. So the first thing I would suggest is to get quite a sturdy cushion and stick that under your knees. Just helps your posture a little bit when you're sat down. So a cushion under your knees really helps if you've got your legs sort of spread in front of you as well. It just helps keep your back nice and straight. Make sure you're well propped up with your pillows behind your back. Sometimes I find it quite useful to get two of my pillows because I'm right-handed, and I will lean sort of on the left-hand side, which means that I've kind of got a bit of support with my pillows as I am writing. And then of course there's nothing wrong with getting under your duvet to keep nice and snug and nice and warm. And make sure that you have a brew or pop or water or something so you don't have to keep getting up and getting down, and just stay nice and comfortable. So another thing to consider is the fact that you might just have a couch to sit on. Now this is quite a small couch. This is actually a sofa bed in my spare room. It's not, my living room couch is much larger, so it does look a small couch. So I imagine your living room couches might be a bit bigger than this, but it's really important to make sure that you are comfortable. So it's up to you how you want to sit. You can sit upright, however you like, or another way I like to sit is like this. So if I'm working on the couch, I tend to have my legs crossed. Now, if you have your beanbag tray, there's kind of a bit of a gap and it's not quite as stable if you're in this position. So this is what I do. I make sure my back is firmly in the back of the couch, then I use a pillow folded over in front of me, and then I put my tray, this is my beanbag tray, but if it's just a normal tray that's fine, you might want another pillow on top, and then I will work like this. So I keep my back nice and straight, my legs nice and symmetrical, just helps with your body and your balance, and then I would work like this. And again, you can put things around you, but the key is to look after your backs. Okay, you're quite young, which is good, but look after them, because you don't want to be stooped over and get sore shoulders and things like that. So make sure that you're looking after your body. And another thing not to forget is revision. Revision is not just about exams. Revision is literally about just keeping yourself topped up. Knowledge is literally like watering a plant. So if I bring this into shot, my newly painted plant pot that I've done this week. Now, this is my chili plant, and literally it starts from doing little bits. So plant seed, you let it grow, you look after it, and it's the same with knowledge. So you'll have some new knowledge at school, and then you'll do a bit of practice and it'll grow. Now, if I got this knowledge and it grows into probably this size, then if I don't continue to keep watering it, so I'm not doing anything new in terms of the growing, I'm literally just watering it and keeping it topped up. If I don't add water to this, it's just going to dry up and then the plant will die. And it's the same with revision. Every tiny bit of revision you do, just keep topping it up and your knowledge will keep growing. Now, it's really important that you try and find some way of, even if it's just literally 5 minutes, just having a think about something, having a read over notes, anything like that, if you get a little bit of time. And I'm not saying write loads of revision notes, I'm not saying write flashcards, I'm not saying any of that. It's about just keeping it in your mind, because at some point you are going to be tested on it. Let's face it, you are going to be tested on it. And it will be much harder for you to try and get back all this knowledge if you've not kept it fresh in your mind. I don't remember that. And the time to do that might be the summer, because you're not going to have the same distance learning activities to complete on Google Classroom. Obviously depending on your subject, but not as it is now, because you don't want to come back into school when we are properly back into school and being taught, and then be worried and think, you know what, it's not in my head anymore, I can't remember this. That's going to make you so stressed and add so much pressure. So just by doing a little bit, it's just going to help you, and it's going to help you not be too overwhelmed when you get back and think, oh my goodness, where has everything gone? And I know that feeling, literally, like you can be looking at something and just go. So look after yourselves and remember to give yourself some downtime. If you don't have a desk to put your stuff away on, have a box or something so that when you finish in your bedroom or when you finished on the couch, you can just put all your schoolwork in a box and put it to one side, so that when you're relaxing in the evening, you're not looking at things that reminding you of being at school. So get your school and your life balance about right. I hope you're all really well. It'd be lovely to see you all again soon, and take care.